You're about to open a window into the life of a ghost hunter. We'll show you dark, creepy roads that fade into the night. We'll show you haunted places, but most importantly, we'll show you what happens along the way there.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Linda.
And we're off for another weekend of gas, grub, and ghosts here. Today, we're heading up to Petersburg, and we're going to be camping at a campground that we've never been to before, never heard of before. It's called Cedar Dam.
Yes.
And it's going to be unique. It's a private campground. It's on some
65 acres.
Yeah, some farmland. And we're going to be spending the night up there tonight. Maybe exploring something tomorrow. But tomorrow night we have the investigation.
Yes.
Which seems to be something pretty serious this time. We'll keep you informed as we go along, of course. Some of you have mentioned, or at least one person did anyway, in the comments on our last video that they were having trouble clicking the bell to get the notifications.
Oh.
Yeah, and it said our channel was set for children or something like that. It's not, I don't have it set for children, so I'm not sure why that problem is coming up. But make sure you check it out. And also, we've been busy. We haven't had much investigation-wise because of some issues that were going on over the past month. But we did get a chance to go on a few expeditions. Yes. And there wasn't really much of a paranormal twist to some of those. One of them there was. It was a Bigfoot expedition.
Yeah.
A place that we went to called Weiser State Forest.
Up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we put together video from that. And that's going to be coming out on our other channel, which is the Slalakum channel.
Right.
And I'll share that link down here so y'all can check it out. But I decided to put those outdoors videos. That channel's basically dedicated to the outdoors. It's not just paranormal. It's anything exploring outdoors.
Camping,
Coming up, there's going to be a video about Centralia. We went to the abandoned town in Pennsylvania that was destroyed by a coal mine fire.
Right.
And slowly fell to the ground.
Yeah.
So we went out there and explored. And the recent one that we posted was Concrete City, which was really cool.
That was cool.
So check that out, definitely. And keep, if you can't hit that bell, keep checking back here. I'm not sure why that's a thing. Maybe it has something to do with liberals. I don't know.
It most likely has something to do with YouTube.
Yeah, they're censoring us.
Yeah, they're censoring us.
They know what we're about. But keep checking back and stay tuned because some more of our members are getting ready to join us. And we're going to be getting on the road and get something to eat here. Yep. It's going to be fun.
Dragonfly. It totally smashed him.
Oh my god, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
So we stopped at Burger King right over here. And their dining room is still closed for some reason.
Yeah, they said they're understaffed, at least on the sign. So
could be.
We came to the Subway.
Yeah, and the Pilot. Yeah. So we'll see what happens in here.
Right.
We'll see what else they have. Some renovations going on here. Here's the Subway right here. Nowhere to sit in here, is there? It's all right. It's a curb outside, I suppose.
I don't know. I get the mixed shredded one.
Well, I saw you turn into that sandwich on the way out the door. What'd you get there?
Tuna.
Oh, nice. I was looking at that. I was looking at the tuna with the flatbread. It looked kind of good.
It's not actually tuna. It's really a concoction they make up.
Yeah.
In the lab.
They make you think it's tuna.
Yeah.
But went for the footlong. See, I should have gone for the footlong.
Like
I know I should have. What do you got there, Emily?
Alright, BLT.
Nice.
So I got the chicken bacon ranch. And I think Jeff got the same thing. But I got the last two chocolate chip cookies that they had. And it's actually quite good. You can see the chicken and the bacon right there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
I got the chicken bacon ranch as well. Nothing fancy, but on my chicken bacon ranch, I got pickles, jalapenos, hot peppers, spinach, tomatoes, because I like to be healthy, and buffalo sauce with a little bit of ranch. And there we can see it there.
Well, that's a weird combination.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, I'm sure. So here's the white macadamia nut chocolate chip cookie. White chocolate chip macadamia nut cookie.
Oh, that's obnoxious. Devoured.
It's a good cookie. So this is our last stop before we head off the interstate here. And I'm not sure where the road's gonna lead, what it's gonna look like. I don't see anybody. Thought they all came in here, but it's like the Twilight Zone, because all of a sudden I'm like the only one. What you going for there?
A coffee.
I came in here and there was nobody. It was just me.
That's because you came in after us and we were already in the bathroom, because we don't know what the bathroom situation is going to be with the place that we're going to camp. She said it's behind the barn.
Yeah,
so
behind the barn.
We don't know if it's porta potties or if it's just the leaf pile like behind the barn. So we figured we better pee now.
The leaf pile would be good.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
a leaf pile over porta potties. I think.
Yeah, the leaf. Well, I think I would too, because I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the porta potties. But yeah, they have these machines now, and they grind the beans and all that stuff and fresh brew it. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Okay, so here's our campsite for the night. This is the tin roof. And it's quite nice. Some little flowers out here and stuff.
She said these boxes, we can't disturb the top box there on the right-hand side because it's got a Carolina wren. It's got a bird's nest in it. Okay. So she said steer clear, give them a space.
Got bug spray?
Nope. We don't have any bug spray.
Goddamn chiggers.
I'm sure we won't need it.
Do we have some left over from last time?
I think so. It's not with us though. Alright, so we got the back packed up here pretty good. Yeah. And setting up the tents over here.
Yep.
Lights just went out on us.
We've almost got ours packed up. Not packed up, but set up. But it's definitely still not a 5-minute setup like they say on the bag, on the carrying bag.
That's right.
You know, like you have to stake everything down to be able to get the ventilation up underneath the fly. And you know, the staking of it takes probably 5 minutes by itself, because of course you have to pull the little stakes out of the baggies. You have to figure out how far you can stake it out, if you can stake it out in the ground, if the ground's too hard. You know, you've got to make accommodations, find a big rock, pound it in. So, you know, a little more than 5 minutes, Coleman, but we're still pretty pleased with the product.
Absolutely. You can see the full unveiling of this tent on the Slalakum channel there.
Yes.
Make sure you check that out. How's the setup going here, huh?
Yeah, it's going.
You going with the air mattress. That's always a good option.
It's going good, actually.
Keeps you off the ground, right?
Yeah. So it pops.
Oh, the pump still works. Is that a Coleman pump? Must be.
I think it's Intex.
Yeah. Sat in the car for a couple months, didn't it?
Still
works.
Just setting ours.
Yeah. Every time we go camping, if you notice, you'll see the rain.
Always.
Every time. This time I checked the weather.
And it's not supposed to be raining.
It's not supposed to be raining. It wasn't supposed to rain.
No.
It was supposed to be a nice weekend, partly cloudy.
Yep.
But I didn't see any
No
rain in the forecast.
Nope.
And then
Here we go.
here it is.
We arrive and it's raining.
Yep. It didn't start raining either until we started getting close to the campground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what it is about us and camping. It brings the rain.
It's inevitable.
Yep.
Okay, so we're sitting around,
Oh my God.
not a campfire, but just sitting around kind of under the tin roof. And it's jerky time. Now we have two kinds of jerky. If you can see this here, this is Roy Rogers Filet Mignon, right? And this stuff we've tried. It is amazing. That's why it says you have to refrigerate after opening and consume within 3 days, because it's like genuine steak. It's not all dried out. It's good stuff, right? Now, for the challenge, okay, and Will said he's up for this. I found this, and the Roy Rogers beef jerky, by the way, it's available at Jerky Gent. It's a website that we had to order it from. But this is the Reaper smoked beef jerky, okay, snack pack. And I thought it had the Reaper on it somewhere. Ah, there he is, down the bottom there. You can kind of see him if we can get the light right. Okay, and Reaper, when we tried the one chip challenge, it was Reaper pepper that was on that chip. When we tried the world's hottest candy cane challenge, it was Reaper pepper that made that candy cane hot. And now that same pepper is in this smoked beef jerky, which we're about to consume and gauge the level of hotness. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open this Reaper jerky here. And it is made in America, if you were wondering, which I'm sure everybody was. Okay, we'll let Will go ahead and get a good piece there. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good size piece. Okay, and I'll go ahead and I want to get a kind of an equally sized piece at least. It's tough to find. Here, this one looks fairly large. Okay, so you ready for this, Will?
Oh, what was that? Oh.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah.
It looks very tender.
Oh, this is amazing.
Good.
How's that spice level, Joe?
You can't trust
Not
him.
very high.
How's that spice level, Will?
Not high at all.
You
wanna try
can't
it?
trust these guys.
No, you can't.
You can't trust these guys.
I want to try it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not hot.
It's good. It is kind of tender, like.
Is there a
Will
small
mentioned.
piece in there? I'll try a small piece.
Yeah. Emily's gonna give it a try.
Okay.
My stomach already hurts.
I know. I can already feel it burning going down my throat.
And as I say, capsaicin.
That's not a
Ooh.
small piece.
Ooh, split that in half. I'll split that with you.
Okay.
Mmm.
Oh, you already been into it.
That is tender.
Y'all are beep liars.
It's hot, but it's not by far the hottest thing I've ever had.
Definitely hot, but it's commendable.
It's like hot on the outside, not on the inside.
But it's each cut of it is so thick and tender and juicy.
Yeah.
That is so good.
And I forget the name of this place that it's from. Oh, it's on the front. The Beef Jerky Experience. You see it on the front there. Yep. The Beef Jerky Experience. This is a shop that I found in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Nice.
Down at the Outlet Mall, and they are all over the place.
It's fairly hot. Like in the mouth, going down the throat, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it creeps up on you a little bit.
It's not hot at all.
The
I
Reaper
think-
does creep up on you.
I'd actually buy this.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good.
I wish they had them in Flamin' Hot Cheetos flavor.
Yeah, I could
That
kill
would be
some
good.
Flamin' hot Cheetos right now.
And
I'm
they
good
have
with this.
they have everything there. They have like kangaroo jerky, ostrich
no.
jerky, like all that exotic stuff that we tried.
I
All
like
of
the
it.
exotic stuff.
Yeah.
I've had rattlesnake jerky. It's pretty good.
I think I want to eat that.
It was good. It was quite good.
Maybe it was like spicy. I tried.
craving like a nice bag of Chester hot fries.
That sounds like a good idea.
I know, right?
Yeah. I got some of these for breakfast. There's some
I should have got one of those.
barbecue chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
Yep, chicharrones.
That's basically pork cracklings.
We got there, Will. What's chasing you? I got a nice little lake down here. Walked down there last night and kind of looked around because there's a flag holder. And we were pretty sure it was a light from one of the miners' hats down there. But
Sure why there'd be miners out here, but
as we got closer, because it was the miners that dug under the battlefield to blow it up.
see, I was not convinced at any point that it was a person moving around down there.
It really did when you stared at it. It looked like they were moving their head around.
Yeah, that's just, you know, like your eyes naturally move around. You know, it's just that movement.
Yeah, but we're not far, incredibly far from Petersburg. We're in Dinwiddie, I believe. And up at Petersburg, that's what happened. There's a big crater in the ground. And if anyone's ever seen the movie Cold Mountain, there's a pretty cool depiction of it at the beginning, where, according to my understanding, they some of the Union soldiers were miners, coal miners. So they had them dig tunnels under the battlefield and plant dynamite under the Confederate lines. And they ignited the dynamite and blew this crater in the ground that they were not able to get up the side of, and they were all trapped in this crater. And the Confederate Army stood at the top and picked them all off.
I didn't know it was miners that dug under the ground, though. I figured it was just normal people.
No, because of the construction of the tunnels.
Oh.
I mean,
it would stand to reason.
They went way under there, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was one of the legends anyway. I had to double check the actual historical backing of it. But nonetheless, we were pretty sure that light down there was one of them. And it wasn't.
Y'all were convinced.
Yeah, it was more so Will and Linda that were convinced.
Yeah, who wasn't convinced?
I said it's probably just a flagpole or something like that.
Yeah,
but
right.
we had to walk down and check just so they could get some sleep last night.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you and Emily that were like, oh, there's a guy, he's moving his arms. Look, he's moving around down there.
So we're up here by this tree that's growing these berries
Yeah.
that are apparently wild cherries. So they're very small.
Yeah, I mean, at least she pointed from way over there and was like, see the branch hanging down at this point? And I was like, yeah. And she said, that's a wild cherry tree.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking we're going to try these. Now, I'm not sure whether to try the really pink ones, the reddish ones.
She said the black ones were good.
Yeah, those are not quite. So I chose dark ones because they're soft and kind of mushy.
Okay, and you're sure this is the right tree and these aren't the poisonous ones?
Got a tiny little pit. Actually, they taste pretty good. I'm afraid to eat too many of them, but because I might like.
You sure it's not bird food?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean,
Because
the
they
birds
have-
are gonna eat it.
No, but
yeah.
they have berries that look just like these, but they're bird.
I
It's
don't
for
remember
birds.
cherries
Birds.
looking
Here.
like
I'm not
this.
eating that.
Try it. Oh, come on. Just eat it.
I don't know. Let's take a look at this thing here. And
It was poison ivy, and we all died.
It's got. No, it's definitely.
one
not
of us
poison
needs to
ivy.
be healthy to drive.
I'm gonna be healthy.
I'll be too.
Where's the blackberry?
No.
They're kind of tart.
They do taste like cherries.
They do taste like cherries.
They
They're
do.
kinda tart.
Yeah, those are
She
cherries.
said they're just. It's a very ample crop this year. Look at that branch hanging down right there to your left, Jeff. Look at all the cherries.
Oh yeah, look at them all. Wow, those are pretty good too, I gotta say.
Oh my god, these are so good.
They are.
I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but these are all wild flowers out in this field. And they're all different colors
It's beautiful.
of wild flowers.
There's some sunflowers out there too, which I'm pretty sure are not wild, are they? I'm not even sure any of these are wild. It's almost like they just took a bunch of different handfuls of flowers and just tossed them out here all over the place. Like mixed them all up and tossed them out, which is actually kind of a cool idea. And I think I even see a rose bush out in the center of it. See?
Yeah,
that red
I
clump?
see that out there, right to the left of the sunflowers.
Yeah, is that roses?
I'm not sure. This zoom is not the best, of course, but
That's like
yeah, it might very well be a rose bush.
Yeah, because these don't necessarily look wild, but I mean, it's beautiful. What a cool idea.
Okay, so we're down here in Old Towne Petersburg. And we're going to check out this Dixie Restaurant here, as it came highly recommended.
Yes, it did, and I have to say the architecture out here is amazing. A lot of old factory buildings, and it looks like they're starting to actually revitalize this area and fix up some of the old factories. They've turned some of them into lofts and others into what looks like little storefronts and shops. So we're kind of excited to go in here and see, because again, this looks like a very old building, and maybe the fact that I've got a Virginia Paranormal Investigations shirt on will kind of spark somebody to want to talk about a potential ghost story inside the Dixie Restaurant.
Ooh, sounds good. I heard it's haunted. So look at the Sycamore Square down there. It looks like a whole place that you can sit out and eat. And kind of looking up the street this way at the old rows of shops and buildings. This is quite an area. Let's check out the Dixie Restaurant here.
I don't know, it's pretty full in here.
Oh man, look at this place. So let's take a look at this menu here. This is pretty cool, and the breakfast selection looks awesome. I'm told it's authentic Southern breakfast. But over here, I'm leaning towards this. Oh, there's a bologna burger though. I'm leaning towards this fried catfish sandwich. And these sides, amazing. Deviled eggs, pickled beets, stewed tomatoes. What's sounding good, Will? The chicken wings?
Didn't have any.
Oh man. What about, yeah, there's not like an appetizer section, huh?
Yeah,
I think it should be a staple that every place should have chicken wings.
definitely. Especially if you got burgers.
What are we thinking down this end?
I don't know, like the burgers sound good. They've got one called the Southern Burger that's dressed and topped with the favorite pimento cheese.
Ooh, the Southern burger.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
and that does sound, but then some of the hot sandwiches sound good too. So I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up. Actually, the bologna burger looks really good. I think they need a Spam burger.
Oh,
burger.
Yeah.
man, I got some deviled eggs, and that catfish fillet is pretty serious right there. Cobb salad. Is that some bacon?
Oh yeah.
Man.
In all its glory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of wish I got the
I don't
salad.
mind them. I don't eat them.
What do we got down here?
Here on my fries.
What do you have there? Little added bonus.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you're talking to me. I have a chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Some mayo, lettuce, tomato,
It looks like something.
That looks really good.
fries.
I got this burger. I forget what they call it now, but it's got the pimento cheese melted all over the top of it. It looks pretty amazing. Tomatoes are nice and hot. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Well, this catfish, it comes with their house tartar sauce. So I'm eager to try that. And for starters, what I'll do, kind of like, look at this. I gotta kind of dip it in there like this a little bit. Try a little bite of this tartar sauce. Oh, some good catfish.
This burger is amazing, but it's dripping that pimento cheese all over the place. It's really messy, but it's huge. I mean, look at the size of the thing. I've already eaten probably 3/4 of it, and it's still a big chunk of burger. Whew.
How's that chicken sandwich there, Emily?
It's so good. I'm almost done with it actually. I have like 1/4 left.
Is it somewhere between like Chick-fil-A and Roy Rogers, or is it?
It's like
Ooh.
a long John Silver's chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay. All right. So little under Roy Rogers.
Well over Roy Rogers.
Well over Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers had me like stuck.
Roy Rogers is a scam.
Will, you made some short work of that salad.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Was it good?
It's award-winning.
We should give them an award, a salad award. And I gotta say that catfish sandwich is gone. I'm about to get into these deviled eggs now, though. Dessert time. Couldn't resist. Chocolate cream pie.
Yeah, we wanted the apple pie. They'd already run out of it, so Jeff had to go for the chocolate pie.
And you've tried this?
I did. I just tried it, and it was good. But you know what? I think I want one that has more whipped cream involved.
Ooh,
Here.
yeah, look
Like
at that. So we wandered into this antique store here.
Oh, look at that painting. Ooh. Yeah.
This place is pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. It is. There's quite a few interesting things.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of dishes. A lot of very pretty dishes.
Yeah, they do. Look at those things.
Look, they got blue willow. Got some very nice ones.
Look at that, what that baby toy.
Yeah. That looks like the one like the guy's pushing on Ghostbusters when he comes and takes the baby. On Ghostbusters 2, if you know what I'm talking about. So we found this old family Bible sitting on the shelf. We just had to pull it out just to open the cover carefully.
Yeah, I guess it's a family
Look at
Bible.
the Christian symbols on the cover.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's beautiful.
It is.
It's the King James Version.
Manufactured in the United States of America.
It's got fairly large writing.
It does. And there's some notes in there.
Yeah.
Someone labeled it to read the Bible perhaps in 1 year.
Now let's flip it over. Let's look from the back. Very carefully.
Maps and such.
It doesn't look like it was used as a family Bible because there's no note section where people have started to record their own family history in the Bibles, as they so often did with such large ones like that. But it certainly is a very cool Bible.
Okay, so this is the place we were just in. It's called Sycamore Antiques and Architectural Art. And there's quite a bit of art here. Look at the sidewalk itself. There's a painting of the building in front of the building. And over here we have a neat, looks reminiscent of a Kincaid. But I'm sure he might have. I don't know, Kincaid come out here and paint this sidewalk?
I have no idea.
I saw that movie about him with the Christmas thing. I forget what it was called, where he went out and painted some mural.
I don't know, but somebody's.
I don't think it was in Petersburg,
well
though. Yeah, it is. Look at this. Here's Lee. Riding into town. I'll tell you what I find cool about these drawings, right? Like that one that we just looked at, the Civil War one, is you're not going to buy that anywhere. That only exists right there on that sidewalk that's being walked on every day.
Yep, that's true.
You know, worn down. And someone took the time to do that artwork that only exists right there in that piece of cement.
Yeah, and that's only going to exist for a limited amount of time because eventually it's going to be too worn away for you to tell what it is and see it.
That's right.
It's not like a picture you can hang in a gallery or up on your wall at least. It's, you know, going to stand there for a while. But
Right. So we wandered down here into this old part of town where there's some signs and a structure here. And it's got some bars on it. Looks like a place that would be haunted. It's called the Concrete Bunker.
this is the concrete bunker.
What's it say about that concrete bunker?
This monument stone sits on a 10-foot deep concrete bunker that was discovered during construction, together with portions of an abandoned railroad track. The bunker was used to store coal for the furnaces in the large buildings which once stood on the site. The coal was conveyed by use of a metal auger, which is still in place at the rear of the bunker.
Oh, wow.
That's a deep, deep bunker.
There might be a good photo op around here.
Let's
trying to scare you and act like a fake prisoner, but there's no like door to get in over where I was running.
This does look like a prison cell, though, doesn't it?
It's called the Peter Jones Training Station. Of rubble stone construction, this building appears to have been built sometime between 1650 and 1750. Its type of construction is unique to the fall zone, where stone can be quarried from the building's site environs. Between 1785 and 1791, the building served as Petersburg's first magazine for powder and arms storage. There was a disastrous fire in this area in 1808. Insurance records show another fire occurred in 1840, followed by a renovation of the building in 1845. The earliest extant photograph shows this renovated building. Wow.
Wow.
It served as a detention facility during the Civil War, principally to house both recalcitrant Virginians and capture Northern soldiers. At one point after the Battle of the Crater, the facility housed captured Native American federal soldiers from Michigan and Confederate soldiers serving punishment for military offenses. The brick addition may have been built during this period. In the 20th century, the building served a variety of purposes, last as part of a granary gutted by a destructive fire in 1980.
Wow.
This has had quite a history, this building.
Yeah, let's look up around side of here. And quite a picture we got on the
Oh, you can
front
rent
here.
this.
Rent this? Rent this site for your next event, wedding, family reunion, etc. All right. Fireplaces. So according to this sign, where we're standing is lot number 1 of Old Towne Petersburg, is laid out for Abraham Jones, December 1738. And apparently there was a tavern here that was prepared to entertain George Washington on the second evening of his visit in 1791. But the president rose at 3 o'clock in the morning and rode north out of town. Early riser. So we're going in to check out the visitor center here in Petersburg. See if we can get a little bit of information about the town. Well, I think you should probably stand behind there and maybe
That's actually really good.
get a picture of you. There you go.
Just a couple days, but it's always a place we wanted to come and we thought about.
Come up a little
Got a
bit.
little up. There we go.
Take our time.
I think this is the building we're in right here. The Hastings Courthouse.
There's another.
Wow.
Plethora of things to do here in Petersburg, including visit Williamsburg. Not really here in Petersburg, but it's close. Got some peanuts, nice mugs, souvenir tea towels. Edgar Allan Poe's Petersburg. Ooh, that looks like a good one. Then there's Susanna's Midnight Ride.
Oh, yes.
And the road to Yorktown, where you can take a ghost tour with Yorktown Ghost Walks. Some artifacts back here, some arrowheads and shackles.
There's a sign of like an actual like whites only, colored only, right over there. I took a picture of it. It looks like crazy.
Well, before we go down there, what's this cannonball from here? Well, that's from back during the Revolutionary War. That's pretty neat. Pretty cool.
Okay. Thank you.
William Mahoney. I read about him this morning. He was involved in the Battle of the Crater, I believe.
Is the crater an actual place?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's not too far from here.
Oh, really?
I don't believe so.
That looks like a Central State. Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is Central State Hospital.
They were all built the same way.
You think that's real?
Yeah, I think it is.
Hollywood Cemetery, Madison.
Here's a Bible from 1706. Isn't that amazing? King James Version. And this is the old Blandford Church where the cemetery that's allegedly haunted is located. Look at these mortar rounds, artillery rounds, cannonballs, Civil War rounds. Over here we got a top hat.
Yes, for the objects from civilian life during that time period.
That's pretty cool. Look at that doll down the end there. Man. That's pretty cool.
120 pounds.
The dictator fired this thing right here. Let's stand next to that so you get a size comparison. Like, look at that
I
cannonball.
know.
It's bigger than my purse.
They said it weighs 218 pounds, was detonated with a charge of 20 pounds of black gunpowder. At an angle of 45 degrees, the range is set in the ordnance manual at 4,325 yards. Yet there's a case where the shell thrown by the dictator reached Center Hill in Petersburg, meaning it was carried at least 2.7 miles or 4,752 yards. When fired, it made the ground quake, one infantryman swore.
There it is, right there. Look at that thing.
During the Battle of the Crater on July 30th, the dictator fired 19 rounds in support of the Union attack. One shell took out a cannon in the Chesterfield battery, and another shell killed 8 to 10 men at the same location. Wow. That thing killed 8 to 10 men at once. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's far out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back down here in Old Towne Petersburg. We actually left. We went back to the campsite. We hung out for a little bit by the lake and decided to head out so we could get some dinner and come out to the investigation, but
The lady canceled on us last minute.
she canceled. We're supposed to be there in about a half hour.
We would be more upset about it if it weren't for the fact that we have such an awesome campsite for the night. So, I mean, this beautiful picturesque place to go back to and hang out at. Plus, we're in Petersburg. Like, there's 1,000 haunted things to go see in Petersburg.
Right.
Including the Blandford Cemetery.
That's right, which we'll probably check out after dinner.
Yep.
But right now we get to check out a little bit of the evening life.
Yeah.
Down here in Old Towne Petersburg. We already hear somebody playing the guitar and singing on the corner.
Right.
Sounds like a pretty happening place. The lights are
does.
starting to come on over the street. So let's go take a look
Yeah.
and see what the life is like in downtown Petersburg.
Hoping we
Old Town Petersburg, not to be
Yes.
confused with downtown Petersburg,
Hoping we
which
can
I
get a
think is
table.
different. Yeah, hopefully.
And I'm in this king-size empty bed. I wish I had my arms around you.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'll just dream of you instead.
Check out this place. It's called the Ragin' Cajun. Oh man, this place looks pretty cool in here, doesn't it? Like an old time kind of place. There's some pictures on the wall and stuff like that.
You want to sit inside or outside?
What do you all want to do?
Outside, maybe.
Outside, it is pretty nice in here, though. It's pretty cool. Look at the... Oh, man. Yeah, it's all kinds of, like, Cajun stuff up on the wall here. That's pretty cool. Look at these maps. Oh, I'm with them. Yeah, I think we're going to eat outside, I guess they said. Look at these. This is a pretty cool place. Oh, we go out this way. Okay. Okay, everything's like Mardi Gras, kind of. I guess that's what the theme is. Am I wrong? Yeah, so here's the outside. This is pretty nice out here, isn't it?
It is. There's a nice breeze blowing through, kind of a good atmosphere. There's another band playing over here. Seems like
Kinds of bands.
place.
We just need to find karaoke night for Will. He said he wanted to sing some songs.
I don't know about that, man.
Where is there karaoke night around here?
Karaoke night? I'm not too sure.
Let's take a look at this menu here. We got alligator bites, right? But down here I saw something, shrimp and alligator cheesecake, topped with smoked tomato and bacon sauce. That sounds pretty good. Crawfish etouffee.
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 I heard that in a George Strait song.
I don't think
That's surprising.
It's actually pretty
So
good.
looking at the Voodoo Burger right now, look at this thing. I gotta say, this looks somewhat amazing. I think that's some
It
ketchup on the
does.
side. We got some fries. And over here we got some Louisiana hot
Yeah.
sauce and Tabasco. And what'd you get there?
I got pasta a la Cajun. It's basically like chicken Alfredo, but the chicken that I got on here is actually blackened instead of just grilled.
Ooh, I love blackened chicken.
I do too.
I should have got
So
blackened chicken.
it looks really, really good.
They put all these seasonings on it, and they put this like butter in the pan and like a cast iron pan, and they heat the outside of it a lot faster than the inside, so it like bakes all the seasonings onto it. It's really good.
It is.
But Will, you went for the chicken wings there, huh?
Oh yeah, man.
You're
They're actually pretty good.
connoisseur of chicken wings. Have you tried? It looks like you've tried one already.
Nah, it brought to me like that.
How are they though?
No, they're really good, man.
Good,
Oh
good.
yeah.
And this is the
Chicken and waffles.
chicken and waffle. I thought you ordered something else. Didn't you order like gumbo or jambalaya or something like that?
Yeah, and then I changed it.
So I got a jalapeno falling off the side here. Okay, and then
What else on there?
let's look into it. It's got jalapenos, some mushrooms, looks like some lettuce, tomatoes, onions, bacon,
Wow.
and some Louisiana original recipe hot sauce.
What brand is that?
Louisiana original recipe
Trappies?
hot sauce by Trappies.
Nice.
And the jalapenos, I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes jalapenos don't have a kick to them, they just taste green.
That's right.
These ones have a little bit of a kick to them, which is very good. I like that. Yeah, sometimes they just taste like regular green peppers, but here we go.
Oh. Look at the juices coming off the back end of that thing.
That's a good burger. So how's that macaroni and cheese with the chicken on it?
Well, it's actually Alfredo. It's good. It's not the most tasty Alfredo sauce I've ever had. I think Olive Garden definitely has some beef. The chicken is pretty good. The chicken doesn't have much spice to it either. But it's floating in all this sauce. So it's actually pretty good. It's not bad at all.
How about that? Gumbo.
You mean chicken and waffles? It's really good. For a second there, I thought I was drinking your drink by accident. You want
Well,
What I don't get is why it's so hard to find something that's spicy. You know what I mean? You would think like Cajun places, they eat spicy stuff, right? Down in Cajun country, they eat all these spicy things. But no matter where we go, we can't seem to find anything that's really like hot.
I've never been defeated.
And I'm not even talking about, not even near the level of defeated, like something that just kind of sticks with you for a minute. Like you can taste it and say, oh, that's got a little kick to it. You know what I mean? like the jalapenos did, which is very good.
Check one.
But it's hard to find like something that's got a sauce or a seasoning on it
Check.
at a commercial establishment that has any kind of a significant punch to the throat. Band's getting ready to start.
Wings and stuff, but it's not really the hottest.
Yeah, I'd like to find the hottest. That's a pretty nice scene back there, though. You got the ivy climbing up the building, and the band's getting ready to play back there. Pretty nice. So one thing I had to point out here was the bathroom signs. How appropriate, right? So this is quite the scene out here, isn't it? This guy sounds like he's playing bluegrass over here. Am I wrong? Oh, it's not somebody actually playing.
That's somebody's iPad.
All right, somebody's iPad is playing bluegrass.
Doing a great job.
But man, what an area as the sun sets down here on Petersburg. It really is beautiful. There's the Dixie Restaurant where we ate earlier. So you can see they have all these great places to eat in one little area here. Beautiful murals on the walls, the old buildings, and these buildings are probably about 200 years old. They were here during the Civil War, at the very least from some of the pictures we've seen, and it is quite a place. It's like in the midst of all this antiquity, there's a hint of the modern era with music, with lights, especially with that place we were at, the way they had the patio decorated. I mean, you have this old ivy-covered building in the background, boarded up windows, the chimneys crumbling. Yet you come down to the little patio area between the buildings and the landscaping's done. There's these lights on the trees and out in the bushes, and it's just illuminated very nice. I could hang out there all night. I probably could. Right? Wasn't it a nice place? And I'm eager to, since the investigation's canceled, see what else we can get into around here that's maybe
Ghosts.
haunted. Right?
That's maybe.
Turn right onto Venable Avenue.
Wow, look at this place.
Take the next right onto Park Avenue.
I'd argue.
Turn right onto Venable Avenue.
I'd argue that it's not dark yet.
It's not quite dark yet. No, it's getting dark, but it's not quite dark. So this is a massive cemetery right here.
It is.
That we're driving through. And allegedly a very haunted cemetery. A very historic cemetery. So we really just wanted to come by to get a look at it because we can't really get out and wander around in here after dark. And it's interesting how the shadows of the headstones move in the headlights. Like you could see why people see things in the cemetery at night and think they're paranormal. Just the way they move in the lights.
Does the height of their tombstone mean anything?
The more money they had.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Ellen had money.
I know I saw that too.
That guy right there.
There's so many bodies everywhere.
There's a lot of dead people. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I
you
wonder
figure
what happened to them all.
people
I
been
thought when they
dying
bury people
around
in the
here.
ground, they put their exact body in the ground. Their body just becomes like part of the dirt eventually.
Do you know?
The casket decomposes.
Did you two know though that none of the people that live in Petersburg are actually buried in this cemetery?
Really?
Yeah, because they're all still alive.
You dig the grave for them.
Oh, I get it. Because they still live in Petersburg.
Yeah. You might want to pick a left or a right.
Just go straight.
Yeah, I said we go to those woods.
Oh.
I'll go right.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm
go right. It's dark down
thinking,
there.
yeah, that may be like there may be a cemetery keeper out here.
It's a vault. Don't ever put me in a vault. Please don't ever put me in a vault. They like this like steel thing over where the hole in the ground is,
Go right up Venable or what?
and you just like all the gases just kind of stay there. Like they're supposed to like go to like the ground and like in the air and stuff.
There's deer out there.
So after you
He just
open it,
poked his head out from behind one of the gravestones.
To be a deer hunt and see what these deer see out here in this graveyard at night. And I wonder if deer are even sensitive
Where?
to paranormal activity.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
that was a tree. It was like moving when we were driving, like weirdly.
It doesn't seem haunted.
That's because it's not dark yet.
Because people like us.
Uh-huh. Because people that come through and spray paint, kick over the headstones and stuff.
I see so many Confederate flags.
Yeah, a lot of Confederate soldiers probably buried here.
There's 30,000.
30,000.
30,000 buried here of Confederate soldiers. Now, there's only headstones for about 3,000 some odd, 3,800, but there actually are 30,000 Confederate soldiers buried here. Isn't that crazy? They must have just started mass burying them after the Battle of Petersburg.
This is the place where there is a mass grave with 30,000.
Yeah, there would have
right?
had to have been,
Yeah.
you know, they would have just started chucking them into a hole, and unfortunately not paying any attention or not knowing who these people were. But yeah, 30,000. And they also said that there's soldiers from every single war that was ever fought in the U.S. buried right here in this cemetery. So that's quite a thing.
Don't y'all like this?
So we happened into this marathon here. And they have Hers ketchup flavored potato chips. Yes, this is something that that we are going to have to purchase because these are perhaps the best potato chips ever made. Crafted in Uncle Ray's barbecue flavored. What is it?
Bugs all in that shit.
Oh, there's bugs in it?
That's okay, they can get in the bags.
You would be surprised.
It seems pretty airtight.
All you gotta do is squeeze it. If the air comes out, then you know it's
Yeah, there's no air coming out of it. You gonna get some chips?
I was actually looking at these. Look at this.
What is that, little
Salt
baby?
and vinegar. Yep. Barbecue, onion, garlic, and more, all in one.
No way.
Yep.
I've never seen little baby potato chips.
I haven't either. I'm willing to try them.
Do you think anyone comes in and like buys these potato chips and takes them home and gives them to like their infant? And then
No.
it's like, hey, I thought these were for little babies.
No.
But apparently they're not.
Because I think most people are not that ignorant.
I don't know. I don't know. To be determined.
What about over
All
Sit
right.
next to me.
So we got quite a fire going here.
You want to sit next to me,
Did
damn.
it all myself.
Yep, Will did this.
No help from Jeff.
No help. How's the coffee, Will?
I like it.
Good.
That's damn good coffee.
Yeah. And that little glow in there is a portable bug light in the back behind Linda there. It works pretty good.
Yeah,
Can you put capsules out of a fire?
And it's a lantern as well.
that's right. Yeah, it's a neat little
Can you go on
apparatus
fire,
here.
Jeff?
Oh, no, they won't burn.
And the cool thing is that it comes with little brushes that you can take it apart and you can actually clean the little coils off down inside there when they get really nasty. So that's kind of a neat feature. I'm trying to figure out though. See, there's the light.
Yeah, and it goes brighter if you push it again. Brighter if you push it again. Whoa.
Oh, that's bright.
That is a nice bug light right there.
It is. It's rechargeable.
Yep,
So you
USB rechargeable.
Yep. So you
Comes
just
with
plug it right
two
in.
little brushes so you can sweep the dead bugs out of it.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat thing.
It is.
What happened to Firewell?
I don't know, man. We're outside right now, right? And we think we hear the Confederates.
Stopped. That was so strange. It sounded like a whole battle going on.
Yeah, it sounded like cannons.
The sky was lighting up and everything.
Did we get any of that on camera?
The sound, I'm not sure it picked up the sky lighting up because it's so far in the distance. It stopped.
So last night, quite an experience. We went to bed. Everything was fine. It looked like it was gonna be raining throughout the night just a little bit, and we were fine with that. You know, fine with the rain. So I wake up. I don't even know what time in the morning it was. Wake up in the middle of the night. The tent is leaning. Wind's blowing. Will is calling Jeff. The rain was just torrential downpours, okay? And I'm sitting there trying to wake Jeff up because we felt like, at least I felt like I was about to die. And I'm throwing stuff at Jeff, and Jeff is not waking up. I threw toilet paper at him. I threw everything I could find at him, right? And he's still just laying there sleeping like a baby. So finally I got my pillow and I whacked him with it. And he wakes up, stunned, of course, jumps up, doesn't know who he is or where he is. I had to kind of explain, okay, you're in the campsite still, you know, and tell him Will was calling him and he was missing the call. Sorry, bee, about to sting you. And so it was awful. I mean, it was like at least maybe 40-mile-per-hour winds. This damn bee. Everybody was freaking out except for Jeff, and it was pretty intense. It was pulling some of the stakes up out of the ground because the tent was leaning so bad. So I'd never seen anything like it. At least not while we were camping.
You're gonna wake up to Joey in your tent. You're in the pond.
Yeah. Huddling up, shivering,
he's laying next to you
around.
with his head in his tail.
So, Will, what did you think when you woke up last night? Tell us about kind of what went through your head.
I just thought I was gonna fly away. You could like feel the tent like lifted, like this.
So what did you do when you woke up in the midst of this storm?
Well, I actually Googled because you didn't answer the phone and I didn't hear nothing, so I kind of Googled what to do, and they said like to get out the tent. they said that sometimes like branches will fall down and smack you or you'll die. That like messed me up even more. So I'm sitting here like hoping nothing falls, but then I remember I was like, oh yeah, we're under that thing, right?
Yeah,
the tin roof.
As if the branches aren't gonna fall and hit you when you're out of your tent.
Yeah.
You know.
I totally forgot about the tin roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I did peel up a couple of pieces of metal. It looked like towards the back end, back here.
Yeah, because every once in a while you hear like a loud metal sound.
Yeah, that was the metal creaking and flopping around back there, and there's quite a few limbs on the top of it too. Every so often you would hear something boom, and it would.
I was worried about a tornado more than anything.
Yeah, I was too, but luckily it was just a severe thunderstorm. Big red splotch on the radar, right directly over top of us. So it was pretty intense.
And we were intense.
Yeah. But our tent held out pretty good, I have to say.
It did. I didn't get any water in on my side.
I got some water on my side because the wind was actually blowing against my side, and it pulled the stake up on the rainfly. So it was literally pushing the rainfly and everything against there, and caused the seam to fail just a little bit. But
that held up pretty good though. It got
yeah,
wet, but it never like puddles or nothing.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Not meant to be used in storms like this.
Yeah, we're cleaning up, getting this stuff ready to go. So I got the stove going, kind of.
That doesn't look good.
Nope. But got some tin foil here. We're gonna try cooking up some country ham to hold us over until we get somewhere to eat. That's actually what woke me up. I heard that in the night. I heard this voice out in the night, like out in the storm. And it was that, I think, that woke me up.
All I heard was Jeff. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It was just like moving towards that way.
Yeah.
Like when it got sucked off into the wood.
Ours was full.
It's a Craftsman knife. Pretty cool thing right here, huh? Craftsman USA. Perfect for flipping some sugar-cured ham.
Ham flipping.
So this is the cabin.
Yeah.
And to start out at the door, we just want to take a look at this before we leave. Lady said we could come in and take a look. And there's this little balcony out here that overlooks the lily pad pond. Okay. And then you come inside the top part of this barn and look at this place. For immediately to the left, there's a ladder. And you go up this ladder This is the loft where one can sleep.
I like that.
Mattress is right here. Okay.
Only enough room for one person, I think, to sleep up there.
Yeah. Then we come down and look at the deer antler chandelier. We got the jackalope back here.
Yeah.
Right.
Are those bunnies or birds?
Arrowheads. Some Farmerall case. John Deere tractors above there. Some telegraph wire glass. I gotta set up like a nice little wash basin. I think this is kind of how I'd have a cabin set up if I had one.
I think so too, only I would have a bathroom. That's the only difference.
I'd have an outhouse.
Yeah.
But
There is a
wood burning stove.
stove.
Do you think these animals came from like around here?
I don't know, they could have.
And look at the window that looks like you're looking out over a lake.
You ever wonder if spirits are attached to those animals, the ones that are real, if their spirits are still in them?
Like the last thing I want to encounter is the ghost of that.
Snake.
Yeah.
Found out here?
Maybe.
Might have been.
And so it is a nice place for one person, maybe two people, because there is enough room here to where you could put down another cot. There is a futon here. You could unfold the futon and have somebody sleeping on there. So it is, you know, a nice place to stay for a small family. They have running water. I guess they don't have running water. Yeah, but they do have a wash basin. So it's kind of rustic, a little bit rudimentary, but the price reflects that, of course. But it is really nice.
I would have to sleep on the couch because I would roll right off that bed
Sleep up there.
and down here. Boom.
You survived being at your head first?
Yeah.
That hurt.
What you do is you unfold the futon and slide it up underneath there to catch your fall, to stop your fall.
Yeah, I don't know
Probably
about
fall through
that.
that futon though.
Maybe.
Yeah, you would die. You'd probably die.
This is really
probably
nice
does.
though. Those are actually blackberries. They just haven't gotten dark yet.
Oh, so they're not ready?
Probably not, but this one here.
Oh, look at this. We walked right past them last night. Well, looking for some blackberries here.
What's it covered in?
Yeah, look at these things right here, huh?
Ants.
Ooh, that fell right off the thing. Give that a try. See what it looks like there. There it is. Yep, and this is safe to eat.
Hopefully. Jeff passes out behind the wheel.
That would suck a
There's
lot.
quite a few of them on here.
Yeah, look at this. Well, how did we miss all these last night, huh?
No.
We didn't start looking this early. I think that's what it was.
Look until we got down there. Maybe it's dark. Maybe it's too hot.
I think they're just.
Some more cherries out here, huh?
Look
Are
at
you in
them.
the dark ones?
Mm-hmm. Look, there's a whole bunch of them.
Where you going, Will?
You guys see these cherries?
Those look like two.
Yeah.
Let me see.
The nice dark ones are a little sweeter, but they do have a pretty good sized pit in them. So you have to kind of spit the pit out.
Huh.
Oh, I dropped one.
So last night, something interesting that seems to be worth mention
Yes.
is these sounds that were heard
Weird.
there in the night. And at first, it did sound like a gunshot. Like it sounded like a single gunshot, right? It didn't sound like the typical fireworks. We've heard fireworks, you know,
No.
and it really didn't sound like it.
No, and it was a big gun. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a rifle.
It was like a gun, and jokingly, Linda said I was a cannon, thinking that it's probably some hunters out or something like that with like an elephant gun. But what was strange is then it started picking up, and it started becoming more and more and more, and then it started sounding like an exchange of fire, like
did.
back and forth. And then the sky in the distance was lighting up.
I know. It was weird.
It wasn't, because when you set off fireworks, you set them off, and they typically do a couple of pops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have a distinct sound.
A more popping
like-
sound.
Yeah, like fireworks have a different sound. It's more of a higher pitch than a gun sometimes. It's more of, like Linda said, like a popping sound, where you can significantly tell the difference if you fire a gun, especially within the after effect, the echo, I should say, of the sound.
Right. Yeah.
And this last night, it sounded like an all-out battle going
It did. It sounded like it looked like maybe a quarter of a mile from our location. There was a battle going on because you could see the flashes of light and everything. It was definitely not thunder, definitely not anything else that we could really explain, except for a shootout. Strange.
Right. And even if it was thunder, what was strange about it is thunder, you'll hear it rumbling, you can hear it crashing. But
that's what that's for. I was like,
it's not like that. It's not like several shots being, a volley of fire being going back and forth, right?
Yeah, it was really odd.
What do you guys think about that?
I think the Revolutionary War was going on.
Yeah, the Revolutionary War could have been. It sounded like cannons, but then again, I don't know what a cannon sounds like. But it definitely sounded like a war, like 10 miles away. We could hear it like residually. So these are the same.
So one significant stop that we have here on the way out of Petersburg is the Petersburg Battlefield Visitor Center for the National Battlefield here. And we're gonna wanna take a look around here, see what there is to learn, and also hopefully get a glimpse of this crater.
Yeah,
and I was showing, and I was showing these guys, if you have never seen the movie Cold Mountain, at the beginning of it, there's quite a depiction of how this crater was formed. Pretty cool, but hoping to catch a glimpse of it. Hoping the visitor center has a nice bathroom, and we'll go from there. The prelude to Petersburg. Spotsylvania Courthouse. We were at the Spotsylvania.
Yep, we were at Wilderness.
Yep.
And we've been to Spotsylvania Courthouse. We haven't been to North Anna River. We have been to Cold Harbor. So we should have gone to North Anna River and then to Cold Harbor so that we could do it in order.
Yeah, kind of track it.
Yep.
I learned about Cold Harbor in school.
Yeah, that's a creepy place. Very haunted.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very haunted.
Yeah, but that's where we caught some pretty good pictures of some soldiers standing out there in the woods.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was this luminary where they go out and they light candles in bags, and it's beautiful because you look out over the battlefield, and as far as you can see, there's all these candles in these bags. One represented every so many soldiers that fell.
Yeah.
But we're walking back down this path, and it's at night, and you see these guys. Just a picture that Linda took, and there's these guys standing out there in the woods.
Is that what you showed us?
I might have showed
But
it
he
to
had
you.
like just his legs.
No, it
Or
was like
something else.
we're walking down this path, and up near the tree line, almost against the woods, standing in the pitch blackness, was two guys, and
We have a plethora of cannons out here, lining the walkway up to the visitor center. 10-pounder. So we're heading out of the gift shop. A gentleman in there was very helpful. There was a sign on the door though that said no cell phone, so I just left my cell phone in my pocket when I was in there. Didn't take any video or anything, but we did get directions to where the crater is. So we're gonna drive across the street here and see if we can't take a look at it. Hey, we're driving along the Battlefield Tour Road here, and it's quite a nice road, quite a nice drive. And I came across our first stop, and we're not gonna be able to stop and look at everything, but we can check this out. This looks like Battery 8 of the Dimmock line. We got a cannon over here, and then amazing preservation of earthworks behind it here. And it's quite a thing to see something like this on a day like today. These were earthworks that were dug by soldiers. There was cannons being fired, blood falling on this ground. And now if you listen to the silence, it's just so peaceful. It's all you hear is these insects, a few birds chirping in the distance. It's like a very peaceful area on a sunny day, and it's hard to imagine the way this looked during the battle. And all we have to take us back are pictures like presented on this sign over here, and see that it was quite a different area, and to imagine what must have been in the hearts and the minds of these men as they were pursuing this engagement here. As you can see them loading these cannons. What's going through their heads? Each one of them knows that at any moment it may be their last. And this is something interesting down here. I'm not sure if this is just some blur in the picture, but we see this kid. Looks like a child, but look at towards his feet right here. It almost looks like a little child laying down there. And I don't know if this is just an imperfection in the development of the photograph, if there actually is a little child laying there, which would be kind of weird, because I do see this guy over to here is kind of blurry. But what is this? And it kind of makes you wonder, did these people ever encounter ghosts out here at night on the battlefield after the smoke cleared? So here's our next stop. It says on this post, in memory of the valorous service of regiments and companies of the United States Colored Troops, Army of the James, Army of the Potomac, during the siege of Petersburg, 64 to 65. Monotonous toil. Monotonous toil. You said a snake slithered into the roof?
I don't know if it was a snake or a really big lizard, but the tail was like this, and it was thick, and it slithered into the roof.
Oh man, of this barn right here?
Well, that's kind of creeping me out, dude. I'm not going over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be walking into that barn at this point.
Me neither. I think that barn is going to be out of the equation for the day.
I'll walk past it, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
But I don't remember seeing it. And down below we have the Petersburg timeline, which is pretty cool to look at. So this is the cabin where Will said he saw something slither into the roof of it. So gotta keep some distance from that. This is quite a place over here.
Imagine you just riding past for your convoy and then a goddamn tank just shoots at you.
Oh, what?
Imagine you just ride past for your convoy and someone shoots that tank out that thing. That's a Union tank too, right?
I didn't catch that actually. I think they were.
Yeah, that's a Union platoon. I saw one on the battlefield that was that color and it said Union on it. Oh,
But yeah, this is something.
how do you shoot it?
And we got one more little barn over here to check out. Looks like there's a little campfire pit set out in front of it. Yeah, I think I could live out here. I don't know. That's what it looks like inside there, though. So we're driving down Battlefield Tour Road here, and there's really so much to see. But out in the middle of this field, I noticed this chimney. And I want to find out what this is all about. I see a little sign down here, and it says Fort Morton. And then there's another sign down here that's got some pictures on it. So we'll go check that out real quick and see what it says. I will tell you, I didn't realize the extent of this battlefield tour. There's so many stops. We crossed over a neat little creek, and there was a sign down there by the creek that talked about whatever happened there. We didn't get a chance to stop out and look at it because we're kind of on somewhat of a time constraint. But this is the kind of place where you can come and you can spend a day. Like so many of the other battlefields, like Manassas, Gettysburg can spend a week there. But this is definitely more than just a quick stop by and check it out. There's so much to learn here. It's amazing. But let's look at this map. It says the Siege of Petersburg, Grant's third offensive. Now I hear You're My Sunshine playing. There it is. So I got Will down here to confirm. But then look towards it, you don't hear it.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay, stand
What
here,
are we doing?
look at this sign, and tell me if you hear music out of your left ear.
It's like the lowest humming you'll ever hear.
Step closer to the map if you need to, if you don't hear it.
I hear something, but I don't think it's music.
Okay, when
Like
I
in
was
my ear, I'm detecting it as like a.
when
a
I was
constant
first standing
hum.
there, it sounded like a flute, and it was playing "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine," beyond doubt.
Really?
I looked towards it and walked that way, and it stopped. And I came back and stood in front of this map and looked at the map, and I heard it again.
That's exactly what I heard. Like a flute kind of, like a humming kind of, like a doo doo.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that kind of a thing.
You gotta like really listen though.
I hear cars in the distance now. Maybe it
stopped.
maybe it stopped.
Man, I hope the camera picked that up. I'm gonna check out that chimney. To do this, I'm gonna run out there, be back in about 3 minutes. Okay, here we go. All right. So, coming up on this chimney, I still haven't seen a sign that says exactly what it is. Other than being a chimney, of course. I'm not sure if there's a way to walk down in there. I guess looks like there's stairs here. I don't see anything that says I can't, so let's check this house out. Now, judging from the bricks, the fireplaces, this was definitely here during the war. I simply wonder if it was destroyed during the war, after. In a place like this, who lived here? It's amazing to think that years ago, probably about 160 years ago before the war, this was somebody's home. And perhaps family dinners were shared together here. Christmases were spent here. And now it just sits vacant and in ruins. And these people never would have thought that this many years later there'd be somebody walking through what's left of their house. It's amazing to wonder what voices might still echo through these walls from a time long forgotten. And it really is amazing to walk through such a place and just wonder about the lives that were lived there. Was it the kind of place that was one family built that house, and then to however long the house stood, that many generations lived there? Was it destroyed not long after it was built, only being lived in by one family? How many lives were spent there? And what happened to these people? What happened to their descendants? It's quite a thing to think of. And I'd love to be able to catch a glimpse of this place back when it was new. Back when there were people living here. The way this land must have looked. It's beautiful now. Beautiful place to have a home like that. And if these people lived here when the battle kicked off, cannons blaring, wood line probably on fire, horses falling to the ground and limping about the battlefield, and the screams of men, and it just must have been quite a sight that came to this land.
So at this location is Fort Morton. It says from here, what was then known as 14-gun battery. Major General Ambrose Burnside, commander of the attacking Union force, witnessed the Battle of Crater unfold.
But nothing about whose house that was.
No, evidently it was a fort.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are at the point that we've been looking forward to, seeing this crater. And this is the little winding sidewalk that walks up to it. The house that I was just exploring was over that way. Wait a minute. To crater via tunnel? I think we would...
That's what I was telling you. You said you had to drive to it.
Via tunnel. I think the tunnel would be an interesting way to go.
Yeah, no one wants to walk that. Just a regular way.
Would that be down this dirt path here or what?
No. Straight ahead, I imagine.
So there's the house over there where I was.
So was the crater right there?
He could literally have seen this battle unfold.
General Burnside, he was commander of the forces back then. I don't think so. I would think they would still...
All right, looks like we got something cool here. I think we can push this button here and perhaps... Oh, and there's the tunnel down there behind it. But let's see what this has to say.
Whoa.
Few military men believed the Pennsylvanians could do it, and certainly the military men did little to help. They sent neither tools nor timber, and delivered substandard fuses and 4,000 pounds less powder than Colonel Pleasants had requested. Still, the coal miners of the 48th Pennsylvania toiled round the clock. Using only cracker boxes, they hauled 18,000 cubic feet of dirt out of the mine and carefully spread it out of sight in the ravine behind you. After a month of dangerous, exacting work, the mine was finished. 4 tons of gunpowder were planted directly under a Confederate battery. At 3:15 on the morning of July 30th, Colonel Pleasants and 2 other men disappeared into the mine entrance to light the fuse. Moments later, they reappeared and waited for 10, 20, 30 minutes. Nothing happened. The fuse had failed. At 4:30 a.m., 2 of Pleasant's soldiers re-entered the mine. They respliced the fuse, lit it, and dashed out. When they emerged, they told Pleasants, "It's all right, Colonel. She's burning." Thousands waited. Then, 10 minutes later, they felt the ground shake and heard a dull roar. "There she goes!" someone yelled. The Pennsylvanians' mine worked exactly as designed. For the Federals, it would be one of the few aspects of their plan to work that day.
How did they not know that they were right directly under them?
They just would not have known.
So are these the same like bricks and stuff that it was back then?
I think so. I think this is the same tunnel.
That's crazy.
Yeah, at least get some pictures inside there.
Yeah, let's go take a look at this tunnel. This is amazing. Like, this is the same way these men walked to dig this tunnel. Isn't that amazing? There's a lizard moving around in the box. That's something.
Get him to M42.
I can feel the pressure.
This is making me want to play Call of Duty now.
I'm not even wearing it.
Building it.
Yeah, and then right there, the fires look like the smoke will come out.
The comparisons, you know that shit?
Huh?
That's amazing. So this would have been a ventilation shaft right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Union Tunnel.
So if you fall into that, will you fall into the tunnel?
I think
probably not.
it's all grown over.
Yeah, they killed it.
That's when the activity always happens. It's like right before the sun sets.
Do you think they ever like come and like and do like a walkthrough to make sure everyone's gone?
Now look at this tree. This
I don't know.
definitely here back in the Civil War. Look at that thing.
I wonder if it was smaller back then.
Oh yeah, it would have been much smaller.
Yeah, this thing saw some action.
Look at the size of this thing.
You see any rounds in it?
This is unbelievable. No.
If it is, it's probably grown over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would have been long since grown over.
Yeah, but they say twilight time is the time a lot of people see activity on battlefields. Just when the sun's going down.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
They flew around you, a butterfly.
It's like flying in my face.
And I have to say, we went out on Chancellorsville Battlefield just around sunset one time, and it was quite the scene.
Is this it?
This is it.
This is the crater they couldn't crawl out
Yeah,
of?
the crater.
I'm not 100%
I knew
sure.
it was gonna be bullshit.
No, this is it.
One of the first Union officers to reach the crater remembered the scene.
Little did our men anticipate what they would see upon arriving there. An enormous hole in the ground filled with dust, great blocks of clay,
So this was
guns,
all like flat
broken
around,
carriages,
and they were underneath of
projecting
it.
timbers, and men buried in various ways. Some up to their necks, others to their waists, and some with only their feet and legs protruding from the earth.
Federal troops jumped into the crater to help trapped victims or to escape the intensifying Confederate fire. The attack stalled. For hours, the Federals huddled here and in the nearby works.
The crater was full to suffocation. Every organization melted away into a mass of human beings clinging by toes and heels to the almost perpendicular sides. The man was shot on the crest. He fell and rolled to the bottom of the pit. Major William Powell, USA.
So he died out here?
15,000 Federals would hold the crater and the surrounding works for more than 8 hours. By battle's end, nearly 4,000 would be killed, wounded, or captured.
Wow.
That's something.
So it says here July 30th, 1864. And that was just to us a couple of days ago. I mean, you know, hundreds of years, but then a couple of days more. So we missed the anniversary by just a matter of a few days.
You think it went down that day?
Yeah, that's exactly when it went down. And we always wonder about paranormal activity on the anniversary of a battle like this. Like what kind of activity might there be? How would that play a part in the paranormal activity of an area like this? And I would love to come out on a time like that, on a July 30th, out here to this crater, and just run a couple of EVP sessions, and maybe set the REM pod down and see exactly what might happen. Seriously, it's like you like it built up, and then all of a sudden you're like, ah, shit, that's it.
I think these tunnels are what these past few years.
Yeah,
I would hope so, because it doesn't even look like a crater right now. It's just kind of a hole in the ground. Like our dog dug a hole bigger than this underneath our house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's just something. Pretty impressive. On this hill, for 1 month, South Carolina troops guarded the entrance to Petersburg, and here on July 30th, 1864, suffered death from a mine exploded by the Federals. Here, the surviving Carolinians, under the command of Stephen Elliott, by their valor, turned a dreadful disaster into a glorious victory.
What?
Carolinians?
Yeah, actually it is.
I gotta say, I've never heard the term Carolinians.
I've heard Virginians.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been Carolinians.
No.
Look at the deer out there in the woods running by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Oh, yeah, they're right there. They have it good out here.
Yeah, they do. I wonder what they see.
Kidnap them and max them.
The Confederacy faced disaster here on the morning of July 30th, 1864. Then, at 9 a.m., William Mahone's Confederate division arrived. Before all of his brigades had even formed, 5 of Mahone's Virginia regiments, 800 men, swept out of the ravine to your right and across shell-torn fields toward the crater. I shall never forget the magnificent appearance of that long line of tattered uniforms as it swept across the field in the face of a tremendous fire that with every step was thinning our ranks. I kept on until we got within 5 feet of the ditch where the Federals lay. It was literally filled with them, crouching in every conceivable position with their palms raised, crying for quarter. Richard Davis, 12th Virginia Infantry. Bullets and mortar shells tore into the packed mass of Federals. Few of the Confederates had ever fought black troops before, and the sight of armed black men enraged many Southerners. The Yankees were piled 2 or 3 or 4 deep. Few of our men were wounded by Negroes, which exasperated them very much. As soon as we got upon them, they threw down their arms to surrender, but were not allowed to do so. Every bomb-proof I saw had 2 or 3 dead Negroes in it, who had been found and killed by our men. Lieutenant Colonel Willie Pegram, Virginia Artillery. Fearing the result, should they be captured with the black troops, even white Union troops turned their guns on their black comrades. The crater and the works around it, said one Federal, turned into one seething cauldron of struggling, dying men.
I always wondered about that. Did they ever turn on each other?
Oh, yeah. Even the Union soldiers turned on them.
Why'd they turn on each other?
They said they feared being captured with black troops. So instead of looking like they were, friends and comrades of the black troops, they turned on them, turned their guns against them.
The Confederates would do to them or something?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense because they're pretty much freaking fighting for them.
Yeah.
This is quite a monument here. Oh, it's the Mahone Monument. Now, we learned yesterday, I believe, that he was a railroad tycoon of some sort, right?
Yeah, I believe it was. He worked for the railroads up until the war.
And after.
And after.
Is he buried here?
No.
Just a monument to him.
Yeah, he lived for quite a while after that.
How selfish. They put their company name on it.
I know.
So we're heading out of Petersburg, Virginia, stopping off at a Sheetz, of course, get some milkshakes on the road back.
Yep.
And this weekend, it turned out, is a weekend to really explore Petersburg,
Yeah.
which we're hoping to do a little bit of exploring up there. But the extent to which we got to explore it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
The investigation was canceled, but it gave us the opportunity to do some things that we wouldn't have had the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
We got to spend some more time in Old Town Petersburg, which is very nice. if you get a chance. It's not fixed up yet to the extent of some of the other old towns that we've been to, such as Winchester.
Yeah.
But it is a very nice place and very nice restaurants.
Right.
Great
Nice
atmosphere. And the history. I'd love to spend a couple of days going up there and thoroughly going through these battlefield stops.
Yeah.
Thoroughly learning the history of these buildings that you can tour throughout Old Town
That would
Petersburg.
Be cool.
It is indeed a nice area, and a very haunted area. A lot of ghost stories up there.
Right.
And the battlefield, it's so impressive to see it. And the light that we saw it, a beautiful day for it.
Yeah.
Peaceful, and there's just small remnants of this bloody battle that went on over 150 years ago.
Yeah, and right now it's so peaceful. It's kind of such a stark contrast to what you would expect it to have looked like back then. And it's crazy to think that all of those battles occurred right there. And it's a big battlefield. Like, it's one of those that you have to take pretty much a full day to go through the entire battlefield. Even if you're driving from location to location and stopping and getting out, there's just so much to see. So
that's absolutely
but
right.
Well worth it.
Yeah, and the Cedar Dam campground that we stopped at, the lady was a real nice host.
Yes.
Blackberries you can pick.
Yeah, there was
wild cherries.
Yeah.
Nice fish house that you can sit in. We hung out there for a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just got to relax. A neat fire pit, kind of a community fire pit for the few campsites that are there. There's only like 2 or 3 campsites.
Right.
But it's a nice place to stop in, affordable, $30 a night for a campsite. And like I said, if you like our camping stuff, we love the camping, we love the outdoors. And the channel, we started it a few years back, the Slalakum channel. It's not officially named yet. It is Slalakum on the channel, but we don't have the official title yet, which we're working on getting. We need a couple more subscribers though, before we can claim that name. But we started a few years ago, and you'll see some older videos that we put on there, 3 of them from some hikes and parks that we went to and stuff like that. But more recently, we're starting to add to it and put the videos that just focus on the outdoors.
Right.
Some abandoned places that we go explore that don't have a paranormal twist to them.
Yeah.
And we're going to post to that as frequently as we can. Not as much as this channel, of course, where we're always doing the gas grub and ghosts and going out on adventures. And we've got many more to come up.
We do.
We're just getting back in the swing of it. So I'll post a link to that other channel down in the comments. If you want to check it out, you want to subscribe. The video of Centralia will be coming up. The video of our last Bigfoot expedition will be coming up on that channel.
Right.
If you'd like to check it out.
Yep.
But I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Linda.
And remember, there's much more to see in the dark.